What is it that gives your life a sense of meaning and purpose?
This is the Health Leaders Podcast.
I think that many of us don't go the next step because we don't know what to do yet.
For chiropractors who want to be a health leader and a health authority.
What new skill or knowledge have you acquired?
Inspire your community. Impact this world.
We just have to have a real mission of serving.
With your host and health reporter.
And you become present when you're inspired and living congruently with your highest values.
Andrew Knoll.
You never give up on your mission. You let nothing stop you from your mission.
Have you tried to advertise on Facebook or Instagram only to find out that it's not as easy as you thought? Have you tried to put up ads that only got a bunch of clicks and no real interested leads? The ad costs were expensive, that produced little to no result, and you couldn't even get people to honor their scheduled appointments that you worked so hard to set up, that you spent money on. Despite these hardships, marketing online is one of the fastest and most effective ways to get new patients for your local practice still. It is by far better than anything else out there when it comes to your return on advertising dollars or marketing dollars spent. But you need to know what you're doing. Go to chiropractordeals.online/5 tips. That's chiropractordeals.online/5 tips. So you can get your free video where we go through the 5 key tips to Facebook marketing success that you need to know before you start marketing on Facebook and on Instagram. Take advantage of the digital marketing opportunities that, yes, are still happening today. So visit chiropractordeals.online/5 tips. That's chiropractordeals.online/5 tips today. All right. Andrew here, podcast episode numero uno. Remembering your epiphany moment. This will paint some context, right, to everything that I'm going to do on this podcast. Thank you for listening, first and foremost. But it'll give you some context, right? It will start to paint the picture, but also paint some sense, right, of who I am, what I'm doing, and why. Because obviously we need all that to get some value out of this, right? So I want you for a second just to kind of go back to the moments in your lives, and they happen at different stages in your lives, right? That we almost define us, right? The moments that change us for either the short term or the long term, right? Whether, like, for example, we change our diets, right? We change our career paths, we change how we approach life on a deeper level, right? Those epiphany moments at those different stages in our lives. And most powerfully, it sticks with us when we want to move away from pain to something better, right? The fitness industry and the chiropractic industry, which both I'm very fond of, which you'll find out a lot more about this in coming episodes, including this one too as well. That is what we do for a living, right? As fitness experts and chiropractic experts. We help people move away from pain, from its root causes, to something better, right? That's kind of what we're doing. That's actually literally what we're doing in our professions. The very act or series of acts held consistent through our vehicles, which is our professions, our practices, our facilities, allow us to help those people to move forward towards something better in their lives, short-term and long-term. And I fell in love with the career of personal training to help those in need to move to something better, to move to a better sense of self, right? To move to a better, to move to a better existence in more ways than 20. The act held consistent by a service that I provided in my fitness facilities, and the outcomes of that act and that service drew me in for forever, right? So all of us health professionals have that moment in our lives where we start to seriously think about what we want to do in our lives. And it's kind of like moving away from pain into something better, right? It's kind of, we're forced to do it in a way, right? We never really want to grow up, but we're kind of forced to do it, right? And at a stage where we're maybe applying to colleges, right? Where we have to kind of pick that career in our lives, right? But those are moments that define us, that previously had defined us at that stage, that has helped tell us what career direction to go in, to move forward, right? And those moments are series of experiences or series of moments. Some of us experience it more profoundly, right? Where like almost in an instant, right? Our calling on earth came to us, right? Your calling to chiropractic came to you in an instant, in a magical moment almost. Some of you, right? And it then started to define you, define your deeper sense of self. Call it a calling, right? Mine didn't come easy as a fitness professional. I didn't say, hey, I'm going to become a health professional, a fitness professional. Yet I want to illustrate my moment in this show, this podcast episode, illustrate my moment of epiphany that led me to my starting of my career, which then started eventually to this podcast, right? So it gives you some context, like I said in the beginning, which this is a representation of something much bigger in my life, in my career, and my calling, so to speak. So what I want you to do real quick, right, is dive a little deeper with me. Visualize yourself going through this process that you went through in your past when you defined your sense of self and you in your career as a chiropractor or a health professional, right? I want you to do that with me side by side. And I'm going to warn you ahead of time, I go deep. And I'm a very, very passionate person when it comes to this stuff. So there may be some tears. There may be some fire. There's definitely going to be some conviction in the way that I say things. And that's just my personality, right? Born in December, I'm a Sagittarius. I just have that I'm just, like all the time, right? For good or for bad or for, whatever. So, basically jumping right into it, and remember, visualize yourself in your moments too as well. I, in high school, and even before that, fell in love with sports, right? I was always a sports guy. Teams, individual sports, all the way through college. What followed was fitness, working out, getting into shape, right? Getting stronger. And when I was in college, my lifting partner, John, one day by the locker room after a good workout, we were kind of joking around a little bit. And I remember him telling me, like, hey, wouldn't it be awesome if we were personal trainers or we had fitness facilities? And I literally just said, yeah, right. Yeah. Great. I didn't believe it. Yet deep down inside, I really wanted to. But I didn't know at the time that it was something that could actually happen, right? I thought it was a dream. You don't even fathom it. So I went on, finished my accounting major, and went on to JP Morgan after graduating as a financier, right? As a corporate man. And I did that for 3 years, thinking that was my career path, right? I wanted to do some sales in the finance industry, right? I always dreamed about being a portfolio manager, right? Managing millions and millions and millions and millions and even billions of dollars, right? Of financial assets. I thought that was my life, right? But I always found myself cooped up, right? I felt cooped up in a cage. And I worked on the weekends at a fitness facility doing front desk work and sales and some personal training. And I almost didn't even take that job because I was working at JP Morgan, right? And I just, my best friend, who still is my best friend, he urged me to take that job on the weekends, right? For some extra cash that I wasn't really going to take in the first place at that gym, right? So long story short, the owner gave me an amazing opportunity to run one of his gyms called Anytime Fitness. It's a franchise. You guys probably heard of it. I remember my first defining moment was working on the weekends at the first gym. My second defining moment was being on the phone with that owner and him saying, hey, let's make this move. I want you to come over here and manage the gyms over across the bridge in southern New Jersey. New Jersey is where I'm from. And I was outside of JP Morgan talking to him on the phone when that moment happened. I made that decision, right? And it was a decision that altered my life. It was an epiphany moment. I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a massive pay cut, but because I know this is my calling. This is something that I need to do in my life, because up until that point, I didn't feel whole. Now, fast forward when I jump in and start working, I remember even my first day, but that first year building that gym, and you guys, I want you guys to relate to this if you can. When you jump in to, when you jump into something new, you're hopeful, like a hopeless romantic in a way, right? You're like this. You're all pumped up and you're excited. You're dreaming big. That was me when I first jumped into this gym to manage it. I thought it was going to be a glamorous life that I saw on Instagram, right? Being this elite, attractive trainer with a 7-figure fitness facility, people running up to me, clients running up to me, telling me how much I changed their lives, right? And lines at the door of people trying to sign up for my gym. I thought that was going to be the life, right? I truly did, to be honest. Embarrassingly enough, that's what I thought. And I was slapped in the face with reality real quick within that first year. I found myself, and hey, picture yourself doing this, because I know you guys have been experiencing the same thing, right? All pumped up, and then all of a sudden you find yourself running around, putting out fires in the business, jumping from session to consultation to session. I was jumping from training session to selling memberships, to selling personal training, to helping team members, to helping staff, to making prospect calls where they would hang up on me and tell me I'm a fraud and I just want their money and I don't really care about them and don't care really about their health and their fitness, right? Going through financial spreadsheets and accounting and Intuit, it was a disaster. I was actually more stressed than ever working at JP Morgan. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, right? And let me tell you, and I had a third epiphany moment a year into this when I was slapped with reality of the world. I was young, slapped with reality. I had a moment where, and I'm going to bring her on, one of my clients on this show in the future, but you guys picture yourself with this too as well. I remember when, it always happens this way, right? Just the universe works this way where you're exhausted, right? You woke up at 4 a.m. to get into the facility, right? And you are just getting crushed. Customer complaints, patient complaints, right? Excuse the terminology here. I'm going back and forth between fitness and lingo and whatnot, but you know what I mean. So worst days, right? And a client pulling me to the side. And in the midst of everything, and those days, you're just like, what do you want? Mrs. Jones, please not now. This is the worst. I want you yelling in my face again, right? She pulls me aside and says, hey, thank you, Andrew, for motivating me to get into the gym, for pushing me to get into shape. Thank you for inspiring me to make a change in my life so I can be there for my family, so I can be the role model to my kids that they're desperately looking for me to be, so I can inspire my family and my friends who I love to change and inspire them so that they can live the lives that they deserve to, because I was the one who took the first step for them. Because I took the first step to walk into your gym and see you, and through our first conversations with me in your office in the gym, through your constant never giving up on me when I wanted to quit the most, when I couldn't do any more push-ups or hold any more planks, when I wanted to cancel my training membership or my training package and curse you on the way out. Thank you for being in my life at the moment that I needed it the most, because it's not only changed my body, but it's changed me. So those of you out there running your practices on those days, feeling like quitting, because we all have those days, trust me, right? When you feel like quitting, or when you just feel like, oh, why me? Why this? Why today? Just remember those conversations you've had with your patients. Those patients saying similar words to you, saying, hey, thank you. Thank you for being my champion, my savior. Remember those moments for me, because those moments are what's truly carried me through and is certainly going to carry you through. And if it has carried you through in the past, keep tapping into those moments again. So this podcast is what these moments inspire me to create this with, right? Create this podcast with, first and foremost, to remind you, just in case the day to day catches up with you, just in case you're a little overwhelmed, just in case you're tired today. I created this podcast to help remind you what you're truly doing every day, and that you're given an opportunity on this earth to make an impact on someone's life. Because as a quote goes that I have in my bedroom and I look at every single day, stay strong. You never know who you're inspiring. And this goes way beyond that too, right? I'm going to have other chiropractors on the show, another one this week and next week, who've built amazing practices, right? Who've been changing lives, changing communities, to share their stories, right? Share their best practices, their strategies, their expertise, their successes, yet their failures and their inside secrets with you, right? I also want to take a little step further, because in those episodes where they really get down to the nitty-gritty, the nuts and bolts of the practice building, the marketing of the practice, the sales, the patient acquisition, the patient ascension tactics, the culture and the community building tactics and strategies, staffing, building a great team, right? Hiring, everything. I will include those in our show notes, but also I'll actually include worksheets and exercises for you to do that week inside of your practice and inside of your life, so that you can come back to us and share how you've been implementing it in real time, and share therefore your successes with us. That is what I want to see out of this whole entire process, this whole entire thing. Now, have an open mind, as we say here at the office, at the headquarters. Play with me in the sandbox for a second. I also want to share some fitness building content, value, tactics, tips, either from myself or from other fitness experts, just like chiropractic experts in this world, to think about implementing into your own life, into your own practice, the inside secrets of building a massive culture, a massive community, a massive following, and becoming the leading health authority in your area. I want to share from the fitness experts themselves, because if I do say so myself, us fitness professionals know how to get it done, know how to do it. We're the best out there. Bottom line, period, end of story. You can't change my mind on that. Plus, hey, cross-industry learning is key to growth, right? In any industry that we're talking about. When you pick up tricks of the trade from other industries, adapt it into your own and into your practice, into what you're doing every single day with your teams, your staff, and your own self, you're going to continue to push the envelope, right? You're going to continue to differentiate yourself and conquer this world and conquer this community in the ways that you are passionate about as well. Here comes the fire, guys. So I'll be making it very easy for you guys to put it all in the one place to get all of this, because I want to see you be successful in more ways than one. Now, you're probably thinking, Andrew, why you being a fitness professional, why are you so intrigued with chiropractic? Why? You're not a chiropractor. Why are you developing a chiropractic-centered podcast? And question number 2 you have, why does he even have the audacity, the BALLS, to actually talk about practice building? He doesn't build practices. I do. He doesn't know how to build practices. I do. Why? Well, hey. Woo. Slow down for a second, right? Take a deep breath. You have valid points. Touche. Valid points. I want to address the latter first. The audacity. I don't have the audacity to talk about practice building stuff, right? Flat out, bottom line, period. Right? I don't, right? I will not touch practice building and practice building success and practice success and staff and all other things that come with chiropractic. In fact, I won't even talk about chiropractic, right? You don't know me yet, but I don't talk about things that I don't have a great sense of, that I'm not an expert in. You will never find me talking about something I don't have great knowledge and direct experience on. Not even in my personal self, in my personal life, my personal relationships. It's not what I do. I despise those people who do, right? I'm not going to bring it up, but what about politics, right? I don't even touch that. That's why, to your question, I'm going to bring on the experts, the chiropractic experts, the chiropractors. I'm going to invite them to come on and do that for me. Do that for you. I'm going to just do the hard work of finding, sourcing, researching, gathering these experts and putting it into this format and into other formats to make it easy for you to learn, grow, get inspired, and make things happen in your community with. Bottom line, period, end of story. That is to my latter point. So that leads to, okay, Andrew, great, fine, but why does a fitness professional, why are they so intrigued with chiropractic in the first place? To be doing this for chiropractors, right? Well, again, valid point, doctor. Response number one. When I first encountered chiropractic, I was fascinated on learning more about what you do, how, and why. Why? Because you were getting people healthy, making people feel good, making people feel happy, and changing their lives. And as a fitness professional, I am naturally drawn to people who make a career out of getting people healthy. Now, to take it a step further, upon learning more about what your industry and what you do and why, I became more amazed. To think the body has even more power than just moving big, heavy weights and objects around the gym, which I thought was incredible in and of itself, and shout out to my powerlifters and athletes. But to think that the body can heal without surgery, medications, to think the spine had a massive influence over not just our brains, but our bodies, like our organs and mood and mentality, digesting, longevity, right? Wow. To think you can optimize that in someone's life with your own hands, boom, I'm sold. I'm sold. Remember, fitness professionals are fitness professionals because they want to see people optimize their lives, both in a muscular way, a strength way, conditioning way, aesthetic, with energy, with health, with confidence, with emotion, with self-esteem, right? And so when I found chiropractors having yet another way to optimize another person's life for the long term, like you do, and even beyond that, I was bought in. And I'm bought in currently, clearly, right? Response number two, which is kind of connected to response number one. Since you have these so-called superpowers, if you will, get ready, here it is. I want you to impact this world beyond what you think you can do right now, period. I want to see you reach your potential in your careers and then blow past it. You know this. You have a gift. You have a gift that needs to be shared even more. And doing anything less is doing a disservice to this world, period. I truly, wholeheartedly believe that. So your practice success means life success. Your success means the world's success. Like the bottom line. World, right? The world needs you. Just period. End of story. That is why I'm bringing on chiropractic experts to help bring the health to your practice and see you be successful in what you're doing in the community so that you can do something bigger, that you have a duty to do on this earth, in this world, period. Now, response number three, I hate, it's a strong word, right? But I hate the pharmaceutical industry and some of the medical industry. And the medical people, you know who you are. Not all, obviously, but trust me. Hey, well, actually, first and foremost, there's some shady and bad personal trainers out there in the world. Bottom line, right? Like, that's what's out there in the world, in any industry. But those that know you're messing with people's health in this world and you're not contributing to it, you know it. Seeing my poor woman coming into the gym doped up on all of these pills and painkillers and antidepressants, made to believe that the only way to live, to maybe hopefully see their grandchildren, is to pop pills. Do you think that's doing these people a favor? Because what I see every day in my fitness facilities is quite the opposite, to a point where I'm worried that if they don't join my fitness programs and I don't get them healthy now, right now in this office, they're not going to be around the next 5-10 years. I've had those conversations. A lot of those conversations. And they are not fun conversations. So which professionals want to help those people and not hurt them? You, doctor. That's why I'm on your team. Response number 4. If you think about at its core, most fundamental and basic levels, practices are very similar in business models and business aspects as fitness facilities, right? Just kind of see me on this. There's obviously differences, right? There's no extremes in this world. There's obviously differences. I don't go to any extremes in these cases and points, right? But you don't deal with insurance. We don't deal with insurance, right? You guys do. But fundamentally, we can share in our successes with you and vice versa to come together and create something amazing, right? That's enough said. I'll definitely expand on that. Response number 5, you chiropractors love eating well, staying healthy, talking about healthy diets, healthy mindset, healthy living. You teach others about, let's say, detoxing, right? Supplements. Some of you even promote other personal trainers or have been personal trainers in the past or are currently personal trainers, right? So in that very act of doing all of that, I'm doing that too, just in opposite, right? So I want to bring that point up where I can promote and share the things that I absolutely love and admire, like what you're doing in your careers as a profession, just like you can promote and share the things you love that's outside your profession, right? Supplements, nutrition, blah, 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 blah. Response number 6, it goes a long way beyond becoming a successful chiropractor doc. It goes beyond that, just like it goes way beyond being a fitness professional. That's what we do. That's not who we are. Who are you? Do you define your entire existence by what you do? When someone asks you at a networking event, what do you do? What do we immediately respond with? Oh, I'm a chiropractor. You didn't even answer the question, right? I'm a fitness professional. You didn't even answer the question, right? So we can't define ourselves, our existence, by what we do, right? You're a health leader. You're a health influencer. You're an advocate for life. You inspire others to change their lives so they can inspire others in turn to change theirs. You're creating something bigger than yourself. You just need to tap into that part of you more. And you have something massive and huge in front of you ready to be created and built. And that is what I'm all about with you. So, this is a recap to all of this. I started with my epiphany moments in my lives. I tap into it every single day, right? In the times that are the toughest. And I want you to, do the same if you haven't been doing it. And if you have been doing it, level up even more, right? Why not? Why not leveling up even more? Because I believe in you, doctor. You have a bigger calling on this earth to help the people that need you the most, right? You have a bigger calling on this earth to help the people that need you the most. And I want to see you do something bigger with that than you have ever done in the past. Even if you've done something massive, do something bigger than you have done in the past. Create that health leader inside of your community. That's you. Yeah, just don't stop there. Please don't stop there. Go beyond that, because I truly believe it's your duty. And I hope today got you thinking a little bit more again. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for listening so far. Coming up in next episode, what is truly important to define and talk about quickly, just to lay this foundation that I'm laying with this episode and future ones coming up, is why and what does it truly mean to be a health leader, right? I mean, we got to talk about that for a second, but also I want to announce some of my first round of chiropractors, my experts, the topics we're going to be talking about, the guests we're going to be having on, and the fun that we're going to be having, right? So thank you guys so much. This is it. I'm ending on this note, and we will have some fun next episode. Thank you so much. You do. How and why? Why? Because you're getting people healthy and making them feel not just good, but amazing. You are changing their lives. As a fitness professional, I am naturally drawn to people who make a career out of getting other people healthy, right? So upon learning more about what you do and why, it was absolutely amazing to me, because you are able to do things that a fitness professional is not able to do. To think about the body has even more power than moving big, heavy weights in the gym, which I think is still incredible, by the way. Shout out to my powerlifters and my athletes. But to think about the body and its ability to heal without surgery, without medications, to think the spine has so much influence over not just our brains, but our bodies, or like our organs, right? Digestion, mood, mentality, longevity. Wow. To think that you can optimize that in someone's life with your hands. Boom, I'm sold. Remember, fitness professionals are fitness professionals because they want to see people optimize their lives, both in a muscular way, aesthetic way, in an energetic way, with energy, right? Confidence, emotion, mentality. So when I found chiropractors have yet another way to optimize another's life for the long term and go even beyond that, I got bought in. So I just want to make that point number one. Point number two will be connected to point number one. Since you have those superpowers, if you will, all right, here it is. I want to see you impact this world beyond what you think you can do. I want to see you reach your potential in your careers and then blow past it. You know this, right? You have a gift and experience that needs to be shared even more. More people need to jump on board, need to believe in chiropractic, trust chiropractic, and you, doctor, need to take responsibility for that. So that means taking responsibility for your practice, taking responsibility for the success of your practice, taking responsibility for your own health and your own life, taking responsibility for other people's lives and their health that you love, family members and friends, right? And that means going out there and spreading that mission and that message. Do you follow me here? That's why I wanted to bring on these experts to help you bring health into your practice, success into your practice, into the community, so that you can become a health success. You can become a health leader, and you can start to move mountains, not only just in your community, but in this world, period. Response number 3. I hate the pharmaceutical industry, right? Let's just say it. I hate largely, not all. I hate the medical industries in the capacities that you know what I'm talking about, right? And the medical people, you know who you are in these areas. So, right, I'm just going to say it, period, end of story, right? Not all. Again, I can't talk about things that I'm not an expert in, okay? So I want to say that first and foremost, but you know who you are, right? And chiropractors, docs, you know what I'm talking about. And trust me, trust me when I say this, there are bad and shady personal trainers out there who should not be personal training. I say that too as well, right? There's always two sides of every coin. But those that know you're messing with people and you're messing up people in this world and you're not truly contributing to their health, their true health, you know it. Seeing my poor women come to me in my gym doped up on all these pills and painkillers and antidepressants, being made to believe that the only way to live long enough to see their grandchildren is to pop pills to take away the pain, so to speak. Are you really taking away the pain, or are you masking it? Are you masking things, right? Do you think that is doing that person a favor? I don't want to get into it any farther because then I'm going to blow this mic up. But which professionals want to help people and not hurt them? You guys, you docs. That's why I'm on your team. I'm on your team here. Reason number 4, if you think about it at its core, most fundamental and basic levels practices are very similar in business aspects as fitness facilities, right? I mean, of course, there's many differences, right? We don't deal with insurance, right? Blah, 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 all these other nuances. I get it. But fundamentally, at its core, we can share in our successes with you and vice versa. You can share in your successes with us to come together and create something amazing, create amazing things, right? Enough said. I'll definitely expand on that, but that's all I want to put there. You chiropractors love eating well, staying healthy, talking about healthy diets, healthy mindsets, healthy living. You teach others about detoxing the body, talk about supplements, etc., right? Some of you have even personal training studios either attached to your chiropractic clinics and facilities or somewhere around the area, right? Or have been a personal trainer before and jumped into chiropractic, right? Some of you have had that past or current. Some of you partner with fitness studios, right? Because you know the benefits business-wise and, of course, health-wise and community-wise, right? So my question is, why can't I show my love in a big way like this, just like what you're doing with personal trainers? And if you are a personal trainer, you know what I'm talking about. Same thing with supplements and nutrition. You preaching and talking about supplements and nutrition. You're not a dietitian, right? You're not a nutritionist, but you're still advocating something that is complementary to what you're doing, right? So I see fitness professionals, fitness trainers, myself, complimenting and holding you up and helping you and you helping us, teaming up, right? And so I would love to promote and share the things that I love about your profession and what you're doing and what it's all about. Just like you can promote supplements, right? Nutrition, diet, and other personal trainers, right? Think about Dr. Berg, right? Whether you agree with him or not, right? He's all over nutrition and diet, right? Nobody questions, right? Him having that show and podcast solely about, nutrition and diet. I made my point, right? So anyway, this is more for those that are like, hey, what's going on here, right? So I want to draw that point out a little bit more. I'll skip over the rest of that. So being a chiropractor goes way beyond being a chiropractor, doc. Just think about, follow me here for a second. Just like it goes way beyond being a fitness professional. That's what we do, but that's not who we are. Who are you? Do you define your entire existence by what you do? Because I hope not, right? That means you're secluding yourself and putting yourself into a box, right? And that means, that means you truly don't care about what you do each day if you're putting yourself in a box, right? You're a health leader. You're a health influencer. You're an advocate for life. You inspire others to change their lives, to have their epiphany moments, so they can inspire others to have their epiphany moments to change their lives. you are that spark that person in your community needs right now, today, to go out and live their lives to the fullest and spread that passion, that mission, that inspiration to their loved ones and their family members in turn, so that those people can do the same. You're therefore creating something bigger than yourself. It goes way beyond chiropractic here. You are creating something bigger than yourself and bigger than your practice and even bigger than your community. You just need to tap into that part of you more. And you have something huge in front of you already, ready to be created and built. And that is what I'm all about. So just as a recap, I started with epiphany moments in our lives. And tapping into those moments that we've had in the past, right? At the right times, today, tomorrow, and in the future when we need it the most, right? When those days are just crushing us. Tapping into that. Because I believe, Doctor, you have a bigger calling on this earth for people that need you. And I want to see you do something bigger than you've ever done before. Period. Community health movements, you can call it, right? Creating yourself as a health leader inside of your community. Yet, I don't want you to stop there. Go way beyond that, because I truly believe it is your duty. And today, I hope you started thinking a little bit more again. Thank you so much. Coming up next episode, I want to talk about what truly a health leader is and who he or she does, right, and why. And then I'm going to announce our first round of chiropractic experts and the topics that our experts are going to be preaching on. I have some amazing guests coming up. I'm so pumped up. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let's rock this, guys. Thank you so much for the support so far and listening this far, right? And we have a much more to come. I'll talk to you guys later.
This was another episode of the Health Leaders Podcast.
See, if you know what your life work is,
Impact your community.
I encourage you to start working on it.
Impact this world.
Every year, give yourself permission to raise the standards.